This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson with your top stories this morning from ABC15 Arizona. Big developments in a high-profile Valley murder case as the fate of crucial DNA evidence will be decided by the State Court of Appeals. Allison Feldman was found dead in her Scottsdale home back in 2015. Over 3 years later, Ian Mitchum was arrested. Mitchum's arrest the first time in Arizona where familial DNA was used to solve a case. Ultimately, DNA from the crime scene was compared to a blood sample taken in 2015 when Mitchum was arrested for a DUI. In January of this year, though, a judge tossing out the DNA sample in this case, saying it cannot be used as evidence because it was collected as part of an unrelated case. Prosecutors appealing and arguing their case Wednesday. Now they wait, along with Feldman's family.
Now we don't know. And that's the frustrating part. You'd like to have things move along and sort of get to a conclusion, but we don't have any idea the timing of things.
The county telling us back in January that Mitchum's case is on hold pending a decision from the Court of Appeals. Some relief could be on the way for UPS drivers in the Valley. The company and union leaders just announcing a tentative deal to add air conditioning to UPS trucks for the very first time. You remember a Valley UPS driver made national headlines last year after this footage captured him collapsing on the job. He's now speaking out for the very first time.
I was in the truck too long, and I just already had packages all over the place and was in there for about 20 minutes or so until I finally walked towards that door, and then the cool air just hit me and I went, ugh.
UPS says they'll add AC to all new small package delivery vehicles starting next year. Arizona has the highest number of deadly red light running crashes in the nation per capita. That was according to a AAA study. And now we're learning Phoenix is making some changes after our ABC15 investigators found that making longer yellow lights can reduce crashes. The city conducted a months-long study looking at how extending yellow light times impact driver behavior and red light running, something we've been reporting on for years. The study ultimately showed extending yellow light times reduced red light running up to 60%.
Before we made any changes, we had nearly 46,000 red light running incidents at 3 intersections over that 12-week period. When we made the yellow light changes and looked at a similar 12-week period, that reduced that 46,000 down to about 18,000 red light runners.
The city of Phoenix hopes to start making these changes as early as this summer. Adding all yellow traffic light times will be changed within the next 3 years. Work is now starting to slow down burn scar flooding in the high country. Crews are working on a restoration project along the Schultz Creek watershed. Work was postponed for weeks because the surrounding soil was still wet after a record winter of snow. They plan to build structures to cut down on erosion. The second phase is expected to start later this year. A new study shows workers are more stressed than ever, and burnout is becoming a really serious problem. That's according to a new Gallup State of the Global Workplace poll. It showed 44% of employees experience a lot of stress at work. As a result, people are more burnt out, disengaged in the workplace, and increasingly fighting with their bosses. Experts have many theories as to why, from the pandemic to finances to social media.
We're comparing ourselves against all these other people's lives that are just fantasies, and it ratchets up stress.
Experts say the best way companies can help relieve employees' stress is by communicating, actively listening to their workers, and respecting workload and time off needs.
The triple-digit temperatures are back. Look for a high of 101 again today after reaching that high yesterday. Our 30-year average high is 104, so we're still talking temperatures that are below the average for this time of year, but we're going to keep adding to that triple-digit day count. We reached 101 in Phoenix today, 82 in Prescott, 90 in Kingman, and low hundreds in western Arizona, too, with highs in the 70s from Flagstaff to Heber to Show Low, 80 today in Window Rock. We are back under an air quality alert today. It's an ozone high pollution advisory, but we should see some improvements Friday and this weekend as winds get stronger. Tomorrow's winds breezy to windy at times, but it'll be a little hotter, right in the range of normal with that high of 104. 105 on Saturday for Father's Day, a high of 107 here in Phoenix. We'll get some breezes in the valley. It'll be windy in northern Arizona. And then going into next week, the heat, it's sticking around as high pressure builds to our southeast. Highs will range from 105 to 107 each day. And the mornings are going to get warmer too, with overnight lows in the 70s to low 80s each day.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, you can always head to abc15.com or download that free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.